Hello student, myself Digant Sakiwala, I am your science teacher. We will learn chapter number 9, force and laws of the motion. Last chapter in that we learn about the motion, uniform motion, non-uniform motion, speed, velocity, acceleration, retardation. We learn everything, but we do not know that what is the reason behind the motion. So in this chapter we will discuss about that. So first question is, what causes the motion? What is the reason that any object come in the motion? Second is, why does the speed of the object changes with the time? Sometime it may possible that the speed of the object may change. Like we can, whenever we are traveling in the vehicle and suddenly the brakes are applied, then what happen? The speed of the object change. Second condition in that, suppose you throw the ball with the high speed, it may possible that initial velocity is less, after that the velocity is increase. So what is the reason behind that thing? We try to understand. In daily life we experience that effort required to put a stationary object into motion or to stop moving object. So if any object is in the rest condition and we want that it come in the motion, so we have to apply some effort. Okay, we have to apply some effort. Or if any object is in the motion and we want to come in the race condition, at that time also we have to apply some effort on them. Okay, so we can take one example, like one vehicle are there and it is not, petrol is not there, so whenever we want that it should come in the motion, then we apply some effort that it come in the motion. Second condition is that one vehicle is going with the high speed and we want that it should come in the motion, then we apply the brake. Okay, so whatever effort we are applying on the object, that effort is called the force. Force can be used to change the magnitude of the velocity or to change the direction, or force can also change the shape and size of the object. So dear student, what happen whenever we apply the force, then it may possible that the shape and size of the object also change. Like if I have balloon and if I apply the force, then its shape is changed, size is also changed. Second condition in that its direction change. Suppose one bowler balls the ball and any cricketer hit the ball in other direction, so direction also change. Magnitude of velocity change. So what happen here, when any bowlers ball the ball, at that time the velocity is less and that batsman hit the sixer, so velocity change. Or any bus driver are there, whenever he apply the brake, at that time initial velocity is more, after applying the brake the velocity is become a zero, so velocity change. Okay, so many things are that by applying the force. Force in which contact is important, that type of force is known as the contact force. Okay, all we discuss example or what you experience in daily life in which the contact is important, that is the contact force. Many times you play with the magnet, in that what happen, that when magnet is going nearer to the pin, then what, pin is started attracted towards the magnet. Or it may possible that whenever you handle the remote and try to on the AC or try to on the TV, then the TV and AC started. So here we are not directly contact with the AC or TV, so this type of force is known as the field force. Field force in that we have to not touch the object, contact is not important, that type of force is known as the field force. We are going to learn, dear student, about the balance force and unbalanced force. So for balance force we can take one activity, we can do one activity. In this activity we take one table, on that we put the block. Okay, and both the side balances are there. Okay, two pans are there, then it is tied with the string, A and B, two ends are there. Okay, so we will discuss here both the balanced force and unbalanced force. First, A side we increase the weight. As we increase the weight, the block move A side, so the initially block is in the rest condition, come in the motion, so it is the example of what? Unbalanced force. Now we remove the weight and we put the weight here on B side, then the block is not in the going A side but it is in the rest condition going towards the B, so it is also example of unbalanced force. Okay, Now dear student, what we will do, we put equal weight on both the side. At that time it will neither go on the A side nor it will go on the B side, so it has what? Balance force. Same activity here we are doing. We have one heavy block and we want to push the block. Okay, so initially we apply the force, the block is not come in the motion, means friction force is more. So in this condition we can say that balance force act on the block. Second condition in that we apply when more force, the block is come in the motion, so it is the example of what? Unbalanced force. So from this activity and one another activity are there, when we want that cycle should come in the motion, what we are doing? We are pedaling it, so it comes stationary to the in the motion, that is the unbalanced force. We want that cycle is stop when it is in the motion, then we apply the brake, so it is also example of the unbalanced force. Suppose the cycle is moving with the constant speed or constant velocity, then we can say that balance force act on it. Balance force, the force under whose combined effect there is no change in the stationary state or state of the motion of a body are known as the balance force. The force in which if the object is in the rest condition, it will remain in the rest condition, or if the object is in the motion, it will remain in the motion. That type of force is called the balance force. Resultant force of the balance force is zero. So total force, net force is zero. If object is in the motion, it will remain in the motion, then the resultant force is zero, or if the object is in the rest condition, it will remain in the rest condition, then the resultant force of the balance force is always zero. Unbalanced force, the force under whose combined effect a stationary body come in the motion or velocity of a body changes are known as unbalanced force. Resultant force of the unbalanced force is not zero. So unbalanced force in that if the body is in the rest condition, come in the motion, or if the object is in the motion, come in the rest motion or rest condition, or if the object is in the motion but change the velocity or change the direction, then we can say that the object is in the effect of unbalanced force and the total resultant force is not zero. So dear student, this is all about the balance force and unbalanced force. Hello student, we will continue our topic with the first law of the motion, and first we will try to understand what is Aristotle belief, then we will try to know about Galileo's experiment, and after Galileo's experiment Newton gave the law that is called Newton's first law, and we will say about different activities. Okay, so we will start. First law of the motion, what Aristotle believed that if we want any object is will remain in the motion, so we have to continuously apply the force, we have to continuously apply the external force, that is Aristotle belief. But by doing certain experiment, Galileo proved that it is not necessary that you have to apply the continuous external force. Okay, Galileo also believed that frictional force is unbalanced force. Okay, so here you have to take in mind about the friction force as an unbalanced force. So in this activity, we most of the time we think that, or we believe that in this activity that friction force is zero and surface is extremely smooth. In day-to-day life, it is impossible to get the extremely smooth surface without the friction force. Okay, so Aristotle believed that if motion of the body is to be maintained, one has to keep applying the external force. That is the belief of Aristotle, but Galileo changed it. For that, Galileo take the two block, and these two block he considered that it is extremely smooth, no friction force are there, and he take the two marble, and that marble is also extremely smooth. So whenever we roll down the marble from top to down, okay, whenever we roll down top to down, then initial velocity is v1, final velocity is v2. When we roll down, then velocity v1 is less than the velocity v2. Now second condition in that, this is the one on the block, whenever we want to sand the marble on upward direction, so in this case what happen, v1 is greater than the v2, so v1 is greater than the v2. Now here we consider the one extremely smooth surface, in that friction force is zero, so when we roll down the marble is going with the same speed or same velocity, so we can say that v1 equals to v2. Okay, so from this activity at least we come to know that if object want to maintain the motion, then it will maintain. Okay, so to maintain the motion, constant force is not required. From this we can judge that constant force is not required. So what Aristotle believed, we have to apply the continuously external force. For that Galileo carried out further experiment. In that he took the two block, and again you remember that it is an extremely smooth block. Marble is also extremely smooth marble, and surface is also extremely smooth. In day-to-day life, this type of smooth surface is not possible. Every smooth surface, in that also the friction force is present. Okay, so in the first experiment, in that Galileo rolled down the marble, okay, and roll down the marble. Its slope length is d1 and angle is θ1. So when he rolled down, the another block is also having the same angle of inclination θ2, and the distance it covered d2 are same. So here d1 and d2 are same because their angle of inclinations are same, θ1 equals to θ2. And second thing, both the blocks are same, means whenever we roll down the marble, then it cover the equal distance, again it will come down, again going in the same distance, and this will continue. Dear student, remember that friction force is absent here. We believe that, okay, friction force is absent. Now in the second experiment, Galileo take the two different block, okay, one angle is θ1 and another angle of inclination is θ2. θ1 is greater than θ2, and whatever distance are that d1 is less than d2. Now whenever he rolled down the marble from extremely smooth surface, the θ2 is less, so it cover more distance, so d2 is more, and θ2 is less, so θ1 equals to θ1 is greater than θ2. Okay, now third condition, third experiment, in that he did not take the block, but he maintained the motion of the marble on the extremely smooth surface. So when he rolled down the marble, so because block is not there, so θ2 equals to 0, so θ1 is greater than θ2, and this d1 is the length of the block. So when he rolled down, the friction force is absent, and because of that reason d2 is infinitive, so marble is keep going on the motion. So from this activity we come to know that if external force, unbalanced force is absent, then if object is in the motion, will remain in the motion. Okay, so from this activity one another concept comes, that is called inertia. Inertia is depend upon the mass. Okay, if mass is more, inertia is more. If mass is less, inertia is less. Okay, suppose you try to catch the tennis ball, you can easily catch, but if you try to catch the season ball, it requires more practice because it can hurt, because season ball has mass more, whereas the tennis ball has mass less, so inertia is also less. Okay, now suppose one task is given to you, two girls are running, you have to stop the girl one by one. Suppose the girl whose weight is less, you have to stop her, okay, then it is very easy to stop her. And the girl whose weight is more, and you have to stop the girl whose weight is more, it is quite difficult to stop the girl whose weight is more. So weight of object which has the more mass, its inertia is more, and the weight of the object which has the less weight, its inertia is less. So what is the definition of inertia? If object is in the motion, it will remain in the motion till and until the unbalanced force act on it. Okay, so suppose I am in race condition, if I will be in the race condition till some unbalanced force act on me, or if any object is in the motion, it will come in the race condition till and until the unbalanced force act on it. Okay, so if object is in the motion or in the race condition, it will change the state of the motion till external force not act on it. This is also called the first law of the motion. Newton's first law of the motion is a definition of inertia. Dear student, there is a effect of inertia in the change in the motion. Okay, so that we will understand by some activity. Okay, so what is the importance of safety belt? So whenever we are driving in the car or any vehicle, at that time the vehicle and our body want to remain in the motion, Suddenly we apply the brake. At that time car or any vehicle want to come in the race condition, but our body oppose it. Okay, so change in the motion that is opposed by the body, that is also called the inertia, and because of that reason our body is opposite, so our body is going in the forward direction. So if the safety belt is not there, then it may possible that we are suffering from the serious injury. So this is the reason that safety belts are important. Same way we will also experience about the change in the motion or inertia when we are traveling in bus or train. So bus initially is going in the straight direction, so our body also want to maintain the motion with the straight direction, but suddenly bus take the right turn. At that time our body opposite and our body wants to go in the straight direction only. Because of the inertia our body oppose the motion of the bus, so our body is going in the left direction. Same way when the bus or train take the left turn, at that time our body wants to go in the straight direction, so it opposes the motion, and because of that reason our body is going in the right direction. Dear student, you also experience that whenever we are traveling in the bus or train and it is in the race condition, at that time what happen, it is in the race condition, at that time what happens, suddenly bus or train come in the motion. So initially our body want to remain in the motion race condition, and bus or train come in the motion, so our body oppose it. Okay, and because of that reason we feel the force in the backward direction. You can do one activity at your home. Take the glass, on that you put the extremely smooth cardboard. Okay, on the cardboard you put the 5 rupee coin. Now apply some force on the cardboard. Maybe you think that with the cardboard coin is also go, but with the cardboard coin is not going. Reason is that the card is initially in the race condition and coin is also in the race condition. Okay, so when we apply the force, card come in the motion but coin opposite, and because of that reason coin is dropped into the glass. So this is all about all the example of inertia. Inertia oppose the change in the motion. Okay.